Anemometer. This is a live display of the wind, and you can see right now the winds in the, well, there's 23, 25, 28, and there's 30, and you can see that the high winds we're talking about right now. This is the current temperature. Right now we have 26 degrees. That's the reading here at the Doppler 6 Weather Center on Red Mountain. And notice the barometer, 29.43. It's still falling. And in fact, you can see a rapid pressure fall now, and that's a sign this storm is still deepening and growing stronger. Let me get a wind chill value. Wind chill index right there at -9. You saw that flash up there, -9.
The UAB hospital employee pickup service is not operating. Snow continues across all of Alabama. Every county in Alabama from north to south, east to west is under a heavy snow warning for the rest of tonight into the morning hours on Saturday morning.
About 3:45, and as we promised, we're back with the live update. This is James Spann in the Doppler 6 Weather Center, part of our continuing 24-hour coverage of this amazing winter storm of '93. We're running out of words to describe this, quite frankly. I mean, it is absolutely awesome, the scene outside. Kevin Collins just went out, and he said he got almost lost in a snowdrift out there. This is almost a whiteout.
I found myself in need of something that was in my car, which is not more than 20 yards away from the back door here at the television station, and I went out to get my briefcase actually out of the car and decided I was going to make a run for it. Got about halfway to my car in the parking lot and came across a what I estimate to be a 5.5-foot snowdrift, which I thought was just all around, covering all of the cars in the parking lot. Turned out it just went out into the middle of the parking lot and then ended at another car which is stranded in the middle of the parking lot. So I ran around that, finally made it to my car after going through about a 4-foot snowdrift. Got the thing open, the doors were frozen, so I pounded on the doors to get them open, got the item out of the car. As soon as I turned around, a tremendous lightning stroke lit up the sky. I hit the ground, which was actually almost ground in between the cars, so I got down below, listened for the return stroke or the thunderclap from the lightning, and it echoed on for a few seconds, and I realized it was really time to get out of there. Jumped back up to go back around the stranded car in the middle of the parking lot, going through the snowdrift, and fell about up to my neck in snow. Got myself back up and came around back into the door. This is about almost 10 minutes ago now, and I'm still breathing heavily because the wind out there and the wind chill factor actually...
They have been up cleaning the snow out of our KU satellite dishes. We receive all of these images you're seeing by satellite. And because of the snow, they have to get up there and clean these things out occasionally. Now, you can see that the storm has pretty much moved in. We just received a note from the National Weather Service radar site. Now, their radar at Centerville goes into that image composite. And on their note, they say that they are without electricity. Their data is not reliable. The generator is running, but the data is marginal. And they say use that with caution. So they have no electricity on the hill down there. The Weather Service radar site is actually in Pondville. We always say it's in Brent or Centerville, but it's in a small community called Pondville, which is on Alabama Highway 25 between Brent and Greensboro. And they're up on a hill. So there's 30 miles per hour, 23. You can see it varies a good bit. What we can do is show you an average value that's averaging 22 now. That's a sustained wind of 22 miles per hour. Now, the highest wind gust, 58 miles per hour, and that happened at 1:47 this morning. We've had gusts of 52 here within the past 15 minutes. And if you watch this thing, sit and watch it, you'll see it gusting to over 40 many times. Doppler 6 Weather Center, and the barometer is still falling, 29.45. And in millibars, that's 997 millibars. And if you are meteorologically inclined, you know that that's
latest in, and again you can see to the northwest of Tallahassee in southern Georgia and just above the Florida-Georgia border there, the swirl around the center of this very, very intense and still strengthening, by the way, winter storm system.
You know, we've had all these lightning problems, and it's just been a miracle we've stayed on the air this morning with the wind and the lightning. I was about to call that guy selling the computers. We need one.
Oh, yeah.
We have just a whole lot of computers here, obviously, but one of our main ones died with a lightning strike earlier this morning. And
yeah, and it's actually lucky that we haven't had more damage. One of the engineers came in a short time ago and said on the other side of our building, the sales end, there was actually snow coming in through the eaves of the roof and coming down.
Huge, huge trees that have been so weighted down that the limbs have broken off, and they are blocking all the entranceways. I'm here at Red Mountain Gardens where I live in Mountain Brook, and just broken like the storm we had a couple years ago, not the snowstorm, but the windstorm. The branches are huge, and they're just blocking everybody in. It's unbelievable.
Kathy, what would you say the diameter of those branches is to give us an idea of how heavy that snow actually is?
I am not good at that kind of thing, but they look like the kind of limbs that have been around for a very long time. They are huge. I mean, big parts of the tree are just completely broken off. The trees that I'm looking at right now, there's 3 of them, and they're snapped off. The tops are gone. I mean, just bent over, and all the limbs are all over the front of the courtyard.
That is the current live wind here atop Red Mountain. You can see the numbers there changing. That's the wind in miles per hour. Let me show you the peak wind value, 58 miles per hour at 1:47 this morning. Now, we've had gusts on a regular basis in excess of 40. That's the current temperature there, 25 degrees here at Channel 6 on Red Mountain. We just spoke with one of the observers out at the Birmingham airport, and I believe he has 26 degrees on his thermometer. There's the barometer, still falling to 9.43 as this storm deepens rapidly. We're still getting a pressure fall. And again, you can see the wind there's 33 miles per hour, and we're going to have that kind of wind.
Much as this live scene right now, you are not going to be seeing, so we're going to be describing some of the pictures a little bit more than we normally would on television. We know many of you are listening to your battery-powered radio.
Long. Now, the radar showing the heaviest snow moving off into Georgia. The snow is much lighter now in the Birmingham area, but strong north winds all day of 25 to 40 miles per hour will create blowing snow and drifting snow into ground-type blizzard, and wind chill values down to 20 degrees below zero.
To the station with these pictures of downed power lines in Hoover.
Seen at Jim Skinner Ford. Cars inside the showroom on Roebuck Parkway just smashed. The roof buckled early this morning under the weight of the snow.
Snow is definitely letting up. You can't really tell it from looking around here because it's blowing around so much, but looking at the radars from around the southeastern part of the country, and of course the Doppler 6 radar, we are getting the impression that the snow is letting up. It should be ending within the next couple of hours. What we are experiencing now is referred to as a ground blizzard. The snow eventually will stop falling from the sky, but there's so much on the ground and the wind is so strong and blowing so hard that it just makes it look like it's snowing here at ground level, hence the name.
There was one guy that tried to clear Offord Avenue with a chainsaw, and it was so cold his chainsaw wouldn't work, so a tree had fallen. So it was bad all the way around last night. I got stuck, I think, about 4 times last night, and I was pretty lucky. At a couple of points I thought I was going to be there for the whole night. At one point I was on a pretty rural road down near Oxmoor in Shannon, and I was coming down this road, and a tree, I drove up on a tree that had fallen across the road. Well, I couldn't go forward. I tried to go over the tree. I couldn't go forward, and I had a hard time going backwards. Well, yeah, I rolled down the window, and I can hear trees out in the woods around the truck snapping and stuff, so I thought another one was going to fall at any moment. In
fact, this is amazing. At one point early this morning, all 67 Alabama counties were under a heavy snow warning. That included Mobile and Baldwin counties, and you can see down at Mobile, they're below freezing with 31. They have driving problems with snow.
Limbs from the trees. People from up north sometimes wonder, why does everything shut down in the south when it snows, even when we only get a few inches? Well, of course, our big, beautiful southern pines are one of the reasons, of course. Those soft limbs break so easily. They fall, they snap the power lines, and that, of course, is one of the major reasons why we have, across the state of Alabama, about 280,000 people without power.
And the severe weather, of course, is also shutting down the Birmingham airport. You see that plane right there. Just
I think very few